What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain, here with my guy, Kenny Stubblefield, across the World Wide Web from me, man. Kenny Stubblefield, what's going on, man?
Man, dude, let me just tell you, do you ever have one of those days where you're just like, today is a good day? And like, it full of energy, full of just everything's fun. It's just been a good day. Today is that day for me, man. Today has just been a good day so far.
Yeah, for sure. I've had a lot of days like that this week. Today is still kind of young, so I'm not really there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Today's been a good day for me as well, man. It's for sure hot outside though. It's definitely creeping on that real summertime heat for real, man. Like it feels like summer. Shout out to Childish Gambino. But yeah, man, we're here for episode 92, if I'm not mistaken. Creeping up on episode 100. More and more. Rel Myers will be in the building today. The virtual building, at least. Rel Myers, of course.
Big fan of Rel.
Rel, that's my homie, man. She's coming in today. It seems like whenever we come on, there's something involving women inequality that's going on. So we're going to definitely talk about a lot of those type of things with her. And then her rubbish-ass team, the New Orleans Pelicans, got bounced out the playoffs in New Orleans fashion.
Is it fair for us to call them rubbish, man? At least they were in.
Hey, man, hey. We had stuff that, hey, them folks was full blown all year, man. They was straight. They was ready. Still, they weren't ready for the big time, man. We got reasons why we wasn't in that joint, man.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that for them, though, man. I don't want to hear that at all for them. So, yeah, like I said, Rel Myers is going to be in the building. Rel, of course.
So when Rel comes on here and starts giving excuses, you going to call her out on it?
Be on her ass. I do have several things I do want to talk to her about. I know it's going to be a good segment. She, of course, if you don't know, you probably just know her from being a super awesome Twitter personality, but also from the Pels and Whistles podcast and Who Spaces, who she's a contributor for on that publication as well. But yeah, she's coming on with us for the sit down with Sain. But since the last time we talked, Kenny Stubblefield, the New York Knicks, God bless America, man. Another team, another good old American team.
Man.
Another good old American team, man. The battle of the Team USA point guards with Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson had an injury in the first half. Looked like he was going to be out for the game. Came back in the second half, I believe, when the Knicks were down by a nice little double-digit lead.
Yeah,
pushed them back and just handled the Pacers in the second half. And I'll say I brought that up just to say this, Kenny. I don't really have much to say about the play-by-play or how that game unfolded, but just adding to a narrative that I've been pushing for a long time, man, about how successful NBA teams are constructed differently now than what they were even 2 or 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We've seen the mega teams, the big threes and the buddies getting together in free agency and forcing trades and all these type of things. And you had this Knicks team who built this team the way that's very unconditional to the way teams have been winning in years past. Not unlike last year's champion, the Denver Nuggets, but like, the LeBron teams, the Steph Curry and them, they built their team from the inside. So I can't really say them at all. But you went out and got your best player, Jalen Brunson, in free agency a couple of years ago.
Right.
You made trades, you made free agent signings to get guys like Josh Hart. You get guys like
Dante DiVincenzo. Yep.
You get all three of those guys who came from the same school, same college, university. Then they added Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency. You know what I mean? They drafted Mitchell Robinson. They drafted the other kid that's the rookie on their team. I can't think of his name. The guard, the combo guard is the school.
Miles, right?
Miles, somebody, yeah. But yeah,
Miles McBride.
Miles McBride, yeah. They got rid of.
I like him a lot, dude.
Yeah,
I like Miles McBride a lot. Yeah.
But like I said, shout out to the Knicks, man. 2 up in their series. That Pacers team is actually doing better than I thought they would. I thought they'd be kind of running this Pacers team, but
did you think so? You thought they beat them? You thought they'd run them out of the gym?
I thought that they would win both of those games a little bit more convincingly. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, the Knicks were up 2-0, and God bless America, man. Just gonna be honest with you. American basketball is back, baby. Like I said, three out of the 4 teams that are left. Well, 3 out of not 4 teams, but 3 out of 4 teams that look like they're going to win their series are headed by American basketball players. And yeah,
what's
and Luka out there? Luka out there looking fat as hell, looking hurt. Bro, why is Luka Doncic? Why didn't Luka Doncic get the same criticisms that Zion Williamson gets for being out of shape and getting hurt, and Joel Embiid gets for being out of shape and getting hurt? Luka Doncic's body is terrible, bro. Like, Terrible.
Or James Harden.
Yeah, and his body breaks down. His body breaks down as much as those guys do in the worst moments. You know what I mean? Because Luka will be relatively healthy the whole season, and then he just starts breaking down in the playoffs. And it's conditioning, man. Like, you're too heavy, bro.
I have never met somebody who plays 82 games like that, or plays a whole NBA, a whole ass NBA season, and gains weight, bro. Like, what?
That dude gets bigger and bigger as the season goes on.
I mean,
while playing NBA basketball,
he's not like, if we saw him in normal, like in person, you'd be like, yeah, he's not a fat person.
Yeah.
But he is bloated. He looks bloated to me, man. To me, it's a diet. And I'm not who am I to talk? But I'm just saying, like, we're not here, but we're also not getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. We're here to we're getting paid millions of dollars to talk about basketball. Right. But I'm like, it's gotta be a diet thing, man. Like, that man just must eat like shit during the season when he's on the road and all that kind of stuff, because like, there is no reason for him to be that badly out of shape and bloated. He just looks big. He looks big. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Oklahoma City looked very good against them the other night. Got that win in game 1, looking to pick up a win in game 2. I hate that Oklahoma City team. That team is good, man. They're just like Minnesota comes down to having just those rangy, long wings who just sit them out there in droves. Switchable, multi-dimensional players. It's just hard to deal with, man. And they're a good team. As far as the MVP conversation with Luka Doncic, we'll talk about that doing the 3-pointer as well. But shout out to him for winning the MVP award. I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched, when the Grizzlies have been asked, I haven't watched enough of this season to even have that argument. Just to be honest with you, hey, whatever y'all say, man. And I'm seeing people saying the SGA should have won or should have gotten more than 15 votes, all those type of things. But yeah, I don't really have much of an argument on that. I can't stand those dudes, so I'm not pulling for nobody on nothing about them to win nothing, to be honest with you.
Let me ask you this. Let's get back to the Knicks and Pacers for 1 second. The point guard for the Knicks.
Jalen Brunson.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah. Are you surprised by the ascension of his game, like where he's at? Like, he's become the dude in New York, to the point where he is a closer now, which and there's a difference, right? Like, you can be a bucket all game, but are you a closer in the fourth? And he is absolutely that dude. Are you surprised by his level of play at this point?
Well, he's been a dog. He was good. He was really good with Dallas. And that year that Luka was out, I think game 1 of one of the playoff games, due to fatness, Jalen Brunson.
Due to Twinkie overloads.
Right. Due to mixed drinks. But yeah, he was killing. Like, he was killing in that series too. The year that you knew he was about to get up out of there.
Right.
And I knew he would be a good player. I knew he'd be a good addition to that team. But like, face of the franchise, that type of dude, I didn't really see all of that with him.
Neither did I.
Being a guy who's been huge as he's been in the playoffs, so I didn't see that at all. And I clearly didn't see that in the John Morant press conference at the beginning of the season. But shout out to Jalen Brunson, though, man, who's been hooping. Like I said, he was the starting point guard for Team USA and FIBA. The fact that he's not even on the team now is crazy. Wow. Crazy.
That's gonna change. It has to change.
It has to, man, because he's killing this. He's killing the dude that replaced him with. Like, he's on Halliburton's ass, bro. Like,
well, they said this. I don't know if you remember the FIBA. There was conversations even we had, because I like Tyrese's game. I think he's a good player. But even at FIBA, there were moments where we were like, man, dude, like, Tyrese looks like he is just lapping Jalen Brunson, man. Even in that game, even in the FIBA, like, coming out of it, we were like, man, Tyrese is that dude, right?
Yep.
It is very clear.
It switched back over.
It is switched, man. Like, Tyrese has had decent games, but he has not been as effective he's not been as impactful, I guess, as Jalen Brunson has been this series.
And I'm kind of ready to see some annoying shit when it comes down to the Olympics this year too, man, because LeBron and them is going to be so ceremonial, and they're going to be out there just him, Steph, and KD. And I guarantee you, bro, I'm gonna say this on wax right now. LeBron James is going to Golden State this summer. Like, that's happening, bro. And you'll hear talk about that in the Olympics, and him and Steph getting together. And
my eye just started twitching, man. I don't.
That's happening, bro. He's 1,000,000% going to Golden State.
Is he a restricted free agent, or is he?
He can leave. He can go where he want to go.
He can go where he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're gonna have. And you said this a few weeks ago. That's the only thing that can keep Golden State relevant at this point.
Yeah, LeBron. I think that's going to happen. Like I think, man, that's where he's going. He's not going back to LA. But I don't think, man, whatever, bro. Folks ain't gonna be good. You still getting your ass bounced. One of these young teams still gonna bounce y'all ass about here.
Oh my God, dude! LeBron going to
because here's the thing, man. Like LeBron, somebody said that for LeBron to be good again, he's got to to be in a championship team. He's got to get off the ball. Like everything going through LeBron has to end. Like that needs to stop. Like the 6'9", 40-year-old point guard is not no, man. Like go be a damn power forward or a center in the NBA and like dominate down there. Like no.
Let me ask you this about that real quick. Let's talk. And I'm not a big legacy talk fan, but I wanted to ask you: is this LeBron will now have been at Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland, LA, potentially
going to Golden State. Well, I think he's going to Golden State. I don't have any intel. Yeah.
So 4 different franchises, one of them twice, right? So 5 different time periods with 5 different teams. Does that change the calculus for you in terms of like legacy GOAT status, the fact that he's been on so many different teams? Or because like you got a guy like Tim Duncan who was with San Antonio his entire career. Michael Jordan, outside of the couple of years with Washington, was with Chicago his entire time. Kobe, LA. Does the fact that LeBron has been on so many different teams change your view? And I guess I would ask the question about Kevin Durant. Has that changed your view of Kevin Durant?
The fact that LeBron has not been able to dial back his role, whether that's his choice or just the game is just dictated. Like you're one of the greatest players of all time. You can't go be Vince Carter. You know what I mean? You can't just be that dude or be that post player, like I said, earlier, or just be a guy that's off the ball. Like you have to be that guy as long as you can get out there. I think that's been unfortunate for him. I mean, that's kind of a reality of what it is. Like he's as long as he's out there, people are going to judge him like he's 25-year-old LeBron in Miami. Yeah. Like that's always going to be the case. You know what I mean? So as far as the legacy of the GOAT conversations are concerned, I think he's definitely tarnishing his legacy the way that he's constantly trying to be the best player on the team and getting bounced in the first round and looking old and having, hissy fits on the sideline and throwing players on the bus. He just looks ridiculous. And I think it's well past his time to roll. And like I said, if he stays in LA, if he goes to Golden State, is he going to buck up to Steve Kerr the way he does Darvin Ham, or is he going to be on the ball and steps off the ball? Like, no, but I think, like I said, man, I don't think he's going to stay in LA. And I think he's going to give it one last run with the old dudes.
That's crazy, man. So who's
Kevin Durant? Yeah, I think that this last run of going to Brooklyn, that not working, going to Phoenix, that's not working, that's definitely tarnishing his legacy. I ain't mad though, man. These dudes have stuff come back on you, man. When you leave Oklahoma City, you go play for the team that put your ass out the playoffs, bro.
That's called karma. Called karma, man.
And you got your championships out of it, man. But I don't care about your legacy looking bad, but it's looking bad for sure. Like that's totally undeniable. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But somebody that's not looking bad, man, is my homie, Rel Myers, who's about to join us when we come back from the break. One of the just bright lights of Twitter, man. She just makes being a fan of your local team fun. Like, she's made me, like, man, I fooled with the New Orleans Pelicans because of this young lady who's about to come on, man. Just a unapologetic fan, doing her thing on this content creation side. She does the thing where she pulls up fans of the opposite team and asks them, she finds them at the arena and asks them, do you know who these players are?
Love it.
Great segment. Goes viral. She's just absolutely amazing, man. Brings great energy to everything she does. And she's about to join us now. I mean, after the break, next. She's about to join us next here on the Anthony Sain Show, man. I'm so excited, man, to get my homie back on here again. I'm messing up out here. But, yeah, we're going to take a break. When we come back, man, my homie, Rel Myers, is going to be here for the Sit Down with Sain. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Cat, I finally was able to kind of I think nail down what it is we hate so much.
All right.
About Cat. Mike Conley, that's the kind of guy that we fell in love with as Memphis basketball fans. Right. Dude, he is going to steady the ship. He's going to keep it here. No matter where the waves are going, Mike's going to make sure that ship gets through the storm. Karl Anthony Towns is the Kroger bag that got loose in the middle of the storm, and you always know exactly which way the wind's blowing. I can look at Karl Anthony Towns' face, and I know exactly if things are going good or going bad for him. Like, that dude is going to give you every theatric. The dude could star in Wicked. I swear. He's out there just doing pure theater. He is going to be the guy that if they're losing or he's playing bad, or if they're winning but he just got a foul, you're going to know just by looking at his face. You don't have to watch the play. And we hate that.
Right.
We can't stand it.
Come hang out with Daniel Greer and Nathan Qualls on Grizz 901 Live. Every Tuesday night at 901 live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
And like, I get it. Like, some people are like, "Oh, great addition." Some people are like, I don't care about this one. Who gives a damn? They should be aiming higher. Like, did we not learn a damn thing from last year?
Are there no lessons from last year?
They didn't have good team chemistry. Penny and Rick were struggling on who to put on the floor at times. You had weird rotational issues. Find guys that play roles for you. I think Tyreek Smith, I'm like high on it because I think it's an escape from last year's blunder.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the After the Sain show. As promised, man, my homie Rel Myers in the building. Y'all know if I'm being just the big dog on Twitter, man. And I know, because she played for the blue check like me, so I know her tweets be all in your face, man. So in the For You button, you know what I'm saying? For sure. The For You tab, I already know. Y'all know it from there. But if you don't know it from there, you definitely know it from Pels and Whistles podcast, as well as working for the publication Hoop Spaces. Her and my homie Michael Horrell are co-workers for Hoop Spaces.
Yeah.
But Rel Myers is in the building. Rel, what's going on, my friend?
Not a whole lot, man. You know, I'm hanging out at the house. I'm enjoying my time in Galveston.
Yeah.
My team is in Galveston. We're not in Cancun this year. So I've just been enjoying the playoffs, man. You know, I'm not sweating it.
Yeah, I've been sitting back waiting not too long for y'all garbage ass gonna get put out. I
Not
had to wait too long at all. Actually, if y'all I had room on the couch warmed up for your ass over here. So here we are sitting on the couch enjoying the playoffs.
Cozy.
Glad to have you here, friends. We've been waiting 9 months for you because we've been done for a minute. But yeah. So with that being said, like I said, you guys were eliminated in the first round. The butt of all our jokes and our mutual hated team in the NBA has been the Oklahoma City Thunder. Your background has a slew of their colorway in it, so I just want to bring that to you. But they do have the ugliest jerseys in the whole NBA. They've had that crown for the last probably 15 years. But with that being said, you guys saw them firsthand. I'm watching them in these playoffs. I have to say this: that team is better than I thought they were. They've looked better in the playoffs than I thought they would. And I'm really just judging off of game one. You guys, I'm not going to say you guys weren't a good team, but without Zion being there, a lot of you guys' deficiencies really showed up, you know what I mean, in the playoffs. What is your honest opinion of this Oklahoma City team, a team that's up now 1-0 at the time of this recording against the Dallas Mavericks?
I mean, they may not look good in those jerseys, but as a team and the way that they perform, they're a really good team.
Like, why y'all ain't changed our jerseys?
They're a really good team. And I feel like someday when they rebrand, it's probably going to be fire. But I mean,
yeah, like every year when they bring out the city uniform, ass. Everything they do, ass. They need a total rebrand though, new colors, everything. But go ahead.
I'm a big believer in things can't always stay the same, right? Like, so at some point they're gonna get the designs together. But they're really good, and I think that there was so much. It appeared to be so much parity in the Western Conference. It appeared that way, but they were good not just on paper but also on the court. Whereas, you know, with the Pelicans, who they swept, the Pelicans were good on paper, but on the court we saw some things that was real disgusting from them, where it just seemed like their record was fake, right? So OKC, though, I mean, I thought due to them being a young team, they'd get bounced in the first round, and unfortunately, they ran into my team and bounced my team.
They
got us out the paint. They got us out the paint. So I feel like I thought this Dallas series will be a bit more competitive moving forward. I feel like it was a close game until they started kind of pulling away towards the end. So it's really, I don't really know what to expect out of this series, but I still thought that they would either get bounced in the first round. Obviously they didn't, or they would get bounced in the second round. But it's really, it's anybody's series at this point. But OKC in general, though, they got a good one on their hands with Shea. I don't particularly like his brand of basketball. And I've even said on Pels and Whistles how I was hoping, I've been hating on them for a long time. It's just the hater in me. I don't, because they lap my team and I feel some type of way about it. So I don't want to see them succeed.
Right. Now I'm going to tell you a narrative that I'm not subscribing to. It's kind of a popular narrative right now. And it's the depth of the jumbo scoring big wings, like your Carmelo Anthony's, your Kevin Durant's, your Tobias Harris's. He's getting thrown under the bus. Brandon Ingram, your guy, is really getting it. Like people acting like, I'm like, hold on, bro. Y'all not gonna act like, y'all not gonna tell me that the BI I know ain't hooping. The BI that was eating a big Texas cinnamon roll in FIBA, never heard this brother talk before. Like, all right, bro, I wish I didn't know how you sound now. But anyway, ain't nobody gonna tell me that my guy Brandon Ingram, like his game is becoming extinct, right? Because you're kind of seeing those jumbo can't really play defense wings like that kind of fade out. Those guys who used to be, a big deal to have those type of guys on your team. And I'm looking at another one in Paolo Banchero, who's more of a 4 or 5 sometimes, but he's the same kind of mold. Like, now y'all not gonna tell me these guys you can't have places for these guys anymore. What's going on with Brandon Ingram? I had some people tell me his injury, because that BI I've seen torch us for years, whether he played for the Lakers or played for you guys, who Grizzly fans have been trying to put a Grizzlies uniform on forever. Now, even I'm saying, no, he don't really fit what we do, because if he's on the team with Ja and Desmond Bane, he can't guard nobody. Like, we can't have him out there running around chasing Anthony Edwards and chasing Steph Curry off screens. So I'm like, what is the NBA changing out from under my feet, or is something going on with Brandon Ingram?
I think it's just a Brandon Ingram thing. And I will say, I'm definitely going to give him credit for his defensive effort in the later half of this past season. He stepped it up on the defensive end, and so did Zion. So that's something that was very impressive to see from our 2 stars, not just doing their thing on the offensive end, but also defensively. But with BI specifically, he got hurt at the worst possible time that he could get hurt at. We really needed him in that final stretch going into the postseason, and we lost a lot of ground. When we didn't have him, we lost 4 or 5 games in a row. Then we came back and won 4 or 5 games in a row. But that game, that was the last game of the season against the Lakers, that was tough. And it just never got better for BI. Like, he needs 4 or 5 games to get back into form after he's missed a few weeks. So if your 4 or 5 games that you're playing is the very last game of the season, 2 preseason games, and then the first 2 games, 2 play-in tournament games, and then the first 2 games of the first round is your first 6 games, it's not enough. And so I feel like that knee was still bothering him. And then he also doesn't do well with the level of physicality that he was presented with from Lou Dort. He doesn't do well with guys playing inside his jersey like that. So
Lou Dort ugly ass. I mean,
he's passive, right? There's guys like you're familiar with, like Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks plays inside of BI's jersey, and he doesn't like that. And instead of BI getting these guys off of him, or nobody getting him open, he's not getting himself open. So from where I'm sitting at, it looks to me like, bro, you just giving up. Like, if you can't get it, you just be like, whatever. And it's like, no, I'm watching Jalen Brunson out there. They've guarded this man 94 feet. If he can't get the ball, he gonna get the ball when he get past half court. And even if he got to bring it past half court, he not giving it up. And if he don't give it up, he getting it back. But BI, he just be like, well. And that sucks. That sucks to see as a fan, because I've seen him do really, really, really good stuff for this team. But now it's just like, look, bro, come on. We don't have your counterpart in Zion available. Now you gotta step up. Like, I'm sorry that this is the way it is, but it is. So you gotta come out here and give the team something. And he didn't give us anything, and unfortunately, neither did CJ McCollum. So we was just down bad.
Yeah. Typically, when a general manager speaks in an exit interview and he talks about the season just passed, right? If there's an injury situation where you didn't have the full version of your team out there, they normally start the conversation off, well, I like to see my team healthy. I like to see us do this again, with everybody there. David Griffin's like, nah, I'm straight. Like,
the way I took it,
nah, we good. Like, I'm good, man. Like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Like, and
I feel like they've been waiting a while. They've been waiting a while to see whatever they needed to see from our big 2, our big 3, whatever. And so, but to me, David Griffin is saying, I've seen enough of what I needed to see to know what moves we need to make next. That's the way I'm taking that. Because, I mean, at first, we only had small sample sizes. Now we've had however many games with Brandon, CJ, and Zion. Now he's seen enough.
Yeah.
Now go get whatever you need to
You
get.
like, damn, the Kings ain't here, Ja ain't here. Hell no, hell no.
Come
And
on.
these weirdos, these ugly uniform. I done came out with the black and lime green jersey as a killer, and these ugly jerseys wearing mugs.
Man, I think
about this.
B.I. helped design that jersey or something.
And
He
that
helped
jersey
design
hard
that
as
whole thing.
shit.
I love it. I love it.
Hey,
I love
have
it.
you
I
seen
love
the
it.
jars that got the black with the glow in the dark?
I did.
Glow in the dark. No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about the Johns that not the Johns that's black and neon, but they black with some purple and other stuff. But in the
Yeah.
dark, they turn black and neon. You
I
seen
know
them?
exactly which ones he's talking about. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
hey, them Johns go so hard, but that jersey anyway.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
We talking about everything under the sun except for what we need to be from. All right. So what do y'all need to do? Like, okay, drafts coming up, free
Yeah.
agency, trades. What do y'all need to do?
I feel like with the draft, I mean, the way I don't think that we've drafted bad. I just think that if you don't draft somebody that plays really excellent defense, Willie Green probably not going to play him. Like Dyson Daniels got drafted in the lottery. He probably shouldn't have been a lottery pick, but his defense is exceptional. It's not Herb Jones level, but they're both great in their own ways.
Mhm.
Herb can like play the field and be great at defense, whereas Dyson 1-on-1 is probably a better defender there. But there's Jordan Hawkins, right? We drafted Jordan Hawkins. Dude is an excellent shooter. What Willie's looking for just ain't there on defense, so he don't get played. So it's like I don't even at this point a rookie not gonna save us. So don't even bother with it. Package that pick. You better go get somebody. You better go get a stud, like for real. So I, for a long time, was thinking that we should get a center because as much as I love Jonas Valanciunas, it appears that Willie Green doesn't. And Jonas has been a workhorse for us. This man has been more available than anybody else on the team the last 3 seasons. And he'll go out there, play 15 minutes, and then now we got to have Larry Nance play center, and he's like 6'7" or 6'8". Like Willie wants to go small. So it's like we were misusing JV. And now because we didn't trade him, we probably getting ready to lose him in the offseason for nothing.
Yeah.
So that's been really frustrating. But like I feel like we definitely need a center to space the floor. You can't have a non-shooting big out there. And Jonas could shoot a little bit. He was hitting 7 threes against Zubac because Zubac ain't coming out there and guarding him. But I think right now their main priority is probably going to be a guard, probably a point guard specifically, because I mean, I've been looking at a lot of footage from the 2020 to 2021 season when they had Stan Van Gundy coaching them. And we still had Lonzo Ball, and we had Eric Bledsoe at the time too, and Steven Adams. But Lonzo was setting the table for these guys. They need somebody to set the table for them. Like B.I. can bring the ball up the court, cool. Herb can do it, Zion can do it, whatever. They need a point guard. Initiate the pick and roll, and they need to start spamming the pick and roll with Zion or something. Like, because looking at he don't do that right now, but looking a few years ago, yes, he hit him on the pick and roll. But if you do the pick and roll, you got to hit him. You have to hit Zion with the ball, you know, and you put shooters out there around him, right? But our shooters ain't been knocking down those shots, so everything's all bad. But they probably get a guard, is what I'm gonna say. They got to get a guard, get somebody to set the table for us. We probably gonna move on from either Brandon Ingram or CJ, or maybe even both. I don't know, because Trey Murphy gonna have to start moving forward, man. It's coming. It's just a matter of when.
I cannot understand. I can't process. Like it's almost like us saying the Grizzlies say, "Oh, we about to move on from Jaren Jackson Jr." Like hearing New Orleans fans say we're about to move on from Bi, it just sounds so weird because he's been he's been a killer. He's murdered us like the last few years. So
it's weird. Like I'm sorry. They just came out that Willie Green and Brandon Ingram kind of was like getting into it, either during or after game 2. And it's just like, that's a very normal thing, but a lot of people are alarmed by it because they're thinking, why was that leaked? But I don't know. You ever been in the locker room before? Like these things just happen. It just happens.
Oh man, I can't. They try to get all the mid-range guys out the league, man. I can't deal with this, man. Like
B.I. will shoot. He like refuses to shoot the 3. That's the thing about him though, because again, looking back a few seasons ago, this man was hitting threes left and right. He was taking a lot more threes, but now it's like he will dribble out of an open 3 and into a contested mid-range, and it's like, why do you do that? Just shoot the 3, bro. I know you can make it. Like I just watched him hit 5 threes back to back against Toronto of all teams, but you can do it. You proved that you can do it. So it's I feel like it's a mental thing with him, and it shouldn't be that. He's a vet at this point, you know?
Yeah. Well, the league is definitely turning over. We're definitely seeing, multiple new styles of play coming in. It's not just one cookie cutter, pass the ball around, shoot threes. You're seeing teams like Minnesota who are laying, they're leaning on their defense. You know what I mean? Those type of teams that are coming back. Sounds good to the Grizzlies if that's the way teams are winning. You know what I mean? The big men are coming back. You know what I mean? All those type of things that we're seeing in the league now. With that being said, The old dudes are getting up out of here too. The LeBrons are starting to look old. Steph Curry looking old. Kevin Durant, first time ever. Neither one of those three guys are in the second round of the playoffs, right? So with that being said, what are your opinions on this paradigm shift that's in the NBA, this new version of the NBA? And I'm gonna make this a two-part question.
Yeah.
You also get the conversations about the new faces of the league, right? The Anthony Edwards, the SGAs, the John Morant's, even a guy who's not even, people are still putting him in that conversation, a guy who hadn't played much in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Do you think a guy like Zion Williamson, who we've seen a healthier, trimmer, more conditioned version of him, do you think he's a part of that that face of the league picture? Because of course he was coming into the league. You know, he was the next LeBron. Like, he was the next face, no other faces to be named. So what do you think about the direction of the league, and do you think Zion is a part of that conversation?
I absolutely welcome the ushering out of the old heads. Like, I have this extreme like LeBron fatigue. Like, I don't like the way that he's covered by the media, and it makes me tend to not like him, and it's not even his fault. Yeah, it was never his fault. I feel like Steph is somebody I've gone back and forth on too. Like, but at the same time, like, Steph has had a great, a very decorated career, but his time in the league is almost up. And so moving forward with the new faces of the league, like you know, your John Morants and your Luka Doncic's and whoever else, even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think that Zion, he was the most like anticipated prospect since we had seen LeBron come into the league. But now he had 4 or so years until Wemby came along, and now it's like Zion's he's out of sight, out of mind, and he missed so much time. Like, he missed 1 full season because he broke his foot, and then he missed the beginning of his rookie season because of whatever with his knee, and so on. And just like so many different things have added up to where people are not thinking about him no more. And I just saw somebody posting about this recently. They're like, you know, who's the face of the league, blah, 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 this person, that person. Zion's never in that conversation. And he may be like amongst his peers, but just like on NBA Twitter, the discourse never ever involves Zion. And it's not necessarily his fault. I think he just ran out of time. I mean, he had a lot of unfortunate injuries, but I don't think that people look at him as someone who's going to be the face of the league moving forward. And I mean, even Anthony Edwards could be part of that conversation, but does the league want to like put him on? Because they're going to market whoever they want to market, right? And I feel like he's very marketable, but for some reason it seems like the league not leaning into it.
Because they know it's a clown. They know it's a clown inside.
He gonna say whatever,
out, right?
He gonna say whatever.
From John Morant, you better vet these dudes toughly. And the dude who's coming to in-bombs and eating Popeyes on screen, and
he on the Bally's mic, bro. The mic is hot, bro. We heard what you just said.
They know a clown is in there, man.
That's why they can't promote him. You know,
don't get it twisted now. But that brings up another point. Of course, we're joking. We're having fun with this. But another point is, I brought this up a few weeks ago on the show, is that in today's era of the NBA, the way that we consume the NBA, the term face, like single face of the league, is such a ridiculous statement to make. Because if I'm in New Orleans, well, if I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan in Virginia or Galveston, Texas, or you know, wherever, China, Zion Williamson is the face of my league because I can streamline my NBA experience while all I watch the New Orleans Pelicans games. Like, I don't like the whole face of the league conversation is so wild because there's so many ways to consume the league. Like, for instance, I use my son all the time. My kid does not watch NBA games. Like, he does not have the patience to sit down and watch an NBA game. He can tell you more about what's going on in the NBA and with his favorite players than I can, because he has this customized experience on YouTube where he can tell you everything that's going on. Right?
That's different.
And I think that's the beauty of the league. Like, to say that there's one guy that's the face is just, it's an asinine statement to make. You know, in 2000.
I think that whole conversation just comes from the fact that as a society, or maybe just as internet sleuths, we're addicted to debating and arguing about stuff. Like it doesn't have to be a conversation at all, but it's a topic, and so then it's something that, you know, is going to continue to get discussed. But
are there more NFL players that could make it an NBA or more? It's such a
come on, we that bored.
One dude was like, John Morant could be an awesome wide receiver. Well, I'm glad we got him as our point guard, because I don't care about none of that stuff.
Once that boy get hit, I don't know about that.
Exactly. It's like John get his ass tapped one good time. Like, what are we talking about? Man. But with that being said, me and Kenny talked about this in the first segment. We were talking about LeBron James, right? Where do you think LeBron ends up going? I said this. I'm 90% thinking he's going to go to Golden State. That Lakers team is going to be ass again.
Yeah, they will. I think he's staying. I think he's staying in LA. He's turning down whatever. I think we got like a player option or something. I think he'll turn that down and then sign.
He would have to take like the MLE or something. I don't even think they have the MLE there.
I don't even know.
I don't even think they have the MLE
in LA. And it's weird because for so long we've heard about. I feel like originally he said he wanted to play against his son because he wanted to foul him hard one good time. I feel like that's what he said the time.
Dude was actually a minute in the NBA in a regular world, bro.
Now it's turning. I want to play with my son, and I'm just like, the Lakers, I feel like would be making a mistake if they was trying to draft Bronny to keep LeBron. I don't even think they have to do that.
Man. Dude,
I think he's gonna stay. Yeah, bro, it's absurd. But
I don't feel sorry for you. Like I don't feel sorry for you. Your team is ass. If you're about to draft this man's child, and he's 40.
Yeah, but you know the crazy thing about like watching the crazy thing about watching this whole LeBron thing unfold is like, on one hand, like I said earlier, I hate how the media covers him, and it's not his fault. But this is the same guy we're talking about that did the event with the decision, and he's the same one who was like
24 then.
He brings some of this on himself too, so it's like he tries to keep himself in the conversation. And it's like, look, bro, like we know you're that guy. You don't have to do these things to try to keep yourself at the forefront of the conversation. You don't have to lose out the finals and then come to the press conference with a brace on your wrist. It's fine that you lost, bro.
Right.
It's really okay.
Right.
So LeBron, man, I think he's gonna stay in LA ultimately. I don't know what the Lakers gonna do in terms of like, are they gonna try to draft Bronny or what? But it just doesn't seem like he's gonna leave LA. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to Golden State, but we'll see. It's LeBron, man.
If he go to Golden State,
they'll make a new rule. They'll make a legacy rule. I can go to any team I want to for the max. Like,
and this is Golden State keeping their I don't want to call them the big three, but yeah, their core three that have been there, man, plus LeBron.
Three. Yeah, like them dudes are watch, man.
They are, and it's like they're very like they're still those dudes, maybe not Clay, but they're still that guy, each one of them. So
yeah,
but they get old. They get old. So
well, let's get to the fun stuff. The stuff I really want to talk to you about. One of the things that makes me personally appeal to you, Rel, is that I can I sympathize and empathize with the bullshit you have to go through on Twitter. Right? There are some things I can totally relate to because as a black man and who's not an athlete, you know what I mean? Because it's crazy how the moving scale, right? Like to be black in mainstream media, it's a lot of change now because we've opened up so many avenues via us buying our own shit and going out, you know what I mean? But in years past, you damn near had to be a former athlete to really be, somewhere doing much of anything, you know what I mean? But so I get the bullshit you deal with. And there's a couple parts about this that I can't relate to, except for both of us like women.
Can relate on that level.
We do have that in common.
Thanks.
Hold on. So
you gotta gather yourself.
Me and you both are minorities in sports journalism.
Yeah.
And you are what I call a triple minority, right?
Yeah.
You're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're a woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be enough. That's enough for any person, actually.
Facts. I just had to go the extra mile.
Right. That's enough. Then you add another wrinkle to it. We joke about it. We're friends. We joke about it. But you are a lesbian, right?
Yeah.
So I know with all three of those things combined, the bullshit you have to go through has to be insane. Tell us some stories about that. The stuff because I saw some guy was in your DM like the season is over, but something. What he said?
Yeah, he said, "Well, since you ain't playing basketball, maybe we could play each other." And I was like, "What is he talking about?" First of all, brother, you got to add to my follow account. I'm not trying to play with those
balls, sir.
First of all, who told him I'm not playing no damn basketball? I go to the gym all early in the morning to get my shots up with my Jaw ones on, bro. What are you talking about? So it's and somebody, you know what? Somebody actually DM'd me last night. They sent my DM requests and it said, "Did it hurt?" I'm not responding to you, bro, because you're not gonna put like, "Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?" or he gonna try to switch it up and say something crazy. I'm not responding to you, man. Exactly. And it's like I don't get a ton of that in my inbox, but there is a lot of random stuff just to have to deal with in general as a woman in this landscape that's dominated by men. And like being in this small market, Pelicans Twitter and the Pelicans and the people who are kind of in the unofficial media in this small market. a lot of them they've teamed up, right? They teamed up together, and it's all the boys, and everything's all good.
Right.
Whereas somebody like me, I can be on camera. I have the personality to host shows and things like that, but I don't get invited to be in with the bros.
Right.
Why not? You know what I mean? So there was even, I used to host a show with another girl who's also a lesbian, who's a season ticket holder, who she hosts our spaces now. A lot of people, we didn't really know each other that well when everybody started popping off and getting more popular on Twitter, and everybody automatically grouped us together. Y'all two should do a show together. And it's like, yeah, we probably should, but why
not? Right.
We probably should do a show together, but why is that? Why is it us two that you have to pair together? Why can't we both get on with the boys and we all do our thing as a panel, you know? So it's a lot of that kind of thing going on and stuff. But I'm just like, hey man, that stuff, looking back on it, is a blessing. Like, I got my own thing, I'm doing my own thing, I got my website, everything's all gravy. But like, if I was a male, I probably wouldn't have been in this situation. I'd probably just be like riding somebody else's coattails, you know?
Right.
So there's a lot of like mansplaining going on, and it's like people will come in my inbox telling me something about the Pelicans, and you can't read people's tone online. That's very important to know. You can't read people's tone. But a lot of times when I'm reading responses to me, I'm like, are you aware that I watch this team? Like really watch this team?
My seat probably better than yours. Yeah,
like I ain't missed a game in three seasons. Like I ain't missed the home game at all. I host watch parties for every away game. It's like I'm outside, bro. Like I'm really doing this, you know. So a lot of it I just have to let roll off my back, because I'm not a very confrontational person. But it's gotten to a point now where online, if I feel like they're talking a little crazy to me, I'm gonna say something crazy back, and then all my followers gonna laugh at you because you're stupid. Because why are you talking to me like this?
Right.
Now we're about to run you off of here. So it's just, you know, just being a woman in the world is hard. Being a Black woman in the world is hard. But in this specific niche, it could be easier. But I'm thankful so far that it hasn't really been made unnecessarily difficult for me. Because if something don't work, I'm just move on to the next thing and make that work, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, I love to cheer for you when I see you taking out having look like you had somebody house party and players showed up. I'm like, what the hell? Like I just be like, hey, this shit look dope as hell to me, man. So hey, I'm pulling for my homie over there for sure, man. But like I said, there are people who, and we joked about this. I won't get into the full details what we joked about, but we joked about some of the media misconceptions, right? Because you'll hear people say that it's hard for women in media. And I've always been like, the girly girls, horny dudes always gonna stand up behind girly girls. So no, it's a lot of stuff that exists because dudes are horny. So I'm not really buying that. And we've had the conversation, and I've had I have a lot of friends in journalism that are women, and I've got some. I've had a friend who says that, like, I agree with you. Like as a she's like, I know I'm an attractive woman, and I kind of hate it because everybody thinks that I'm gonna come with the sexy, play dumb, you know, silly. Everybody thinks that I'm not that chick at all. You know what I mean? So she was like, I do think that there are a lot of misnomers where people say it's just like we don't really have it, because she was like, I know that my beauty causes some advantages for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have to kind of counteract that to let people know, I am a nice looking woman, but I can still, you know, do my thing with the best of them. So
self-awareness.
Yeah. She'll tell you, like, because people think I'm just gonna be like, you know, the little prissy girly girl and play dumb in the locker room. It's like, no, I'm educating what I do, and I want that to stand. You know, I feel like me being pretty in this industry is a curse sometimes. But like I said, I admire you, friend, because the stuff that you go through, I already know, and I'm sure you've had some ugly things thrown at you that you can't even repeat. So it's all good.
I just try to laugh at everybody.
I guess.
For sure. I be laughing everything off, bro. I'm way too easygoing to let people get me down. You know what I mean? Right. So hey, if I had pretty girl privilege, that'd be great. But I just like to dress comfortable, bro. I don't want to wear no tight clothes. You know what I mean? And I admire people like Monica McNutt, right? She is very, very, very knowledgeable, and she probably will show up wearing like a blazer suit or something like that, or whatever have you. And I don't know anything about her orientation or whatever have you, or who she dates. Yeah. But I respect her and what she does. She's very, very good at her job. And I feel like she's respected well amongst her peers too. So, I mean, hey.
Let me look that name up, because there's somebody I'm trying to. No, this ain't her. It's a lady. I want to say she's on NBA TV. She got a couple more pleasure pounds. She know the words like that woman fine as hell to me.
Come on, who? It's not Shanae.
Don't get me started. TV? Hey, don't get me started. But like I said, me and you, Me and you, we're like the Joker and Batman. We're not so different, you and I. Both were black. We braided.
Braided, yeah.
Yeah. Both like women, hey, we in here. We in here. We in this bitch.
You crazy. You crazy.
This is my homie, man, for sure. But speaking of weird shit, I got 3 weird examples of stuff that involves two that involves the WNBA.
Yeah.
Greg Doyle, freaky ass. No Giddy, no Drizzy, no Diddy, however you want to put it out there. Greg Doyle, freaky ass, suspended by his publication for just coming at Caitlin Clark extra weird, extra creepy, right? And then you get Ethan Strauss, who makes his comments about the WNBA, says that we don't really have time to why make fans learn about new teams? Why, instead of calling them the Indiana Fever, just call them the W Pacers.
It's crazy,
or the
bro.
W Bulls or whatever, whatever team you're talking about, right? So, and then you have guys like, I can't think of the publication now, Outkick the Coverage, who just totally disrespected the WNBA draft, the ladies NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. Do you think that, and I know it's good, I know all coverage is good coverage, at least that's what they say, right? Do you think that guys who are in journalism just kind of need to sit this one out? Like, if you're not, because my thing is, I will give attention to the WNBA because I think it needs attention. But I'm not going to pretend like I'm a lady who covers these sports.
Right.
And being a nasty ass dude, I also struggle without saying something horny every time I talk about the WNBA. And just being real. No Gilbert Arenas, but I'm just saying.
Hey.
But like, seriously though, I'm saying it because what are your thoughts about the insurgence of guys who are coming in and just say the dumbest stuff in the world? And I may be included in that group as well. But I'm just saying, what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
I feel like a lot of guys, they probably wouldn't want women to comment on the NFL, right? They'd probably be like, well, what do you know about it? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like they could take their own advice on this one. Like, you may know about basketball, but you don't know necessarily about the WNBA. The WNBA been around for over 2 decades, going on 3 decades now. And y'all are claiming that you can't memorize 12. There's only 12 teams, right? You can't memorize 12 teams.
They play for 3 months, man. Come on.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's soon to be 13, maybe 14 teams. But like, if you're unable to even remember any of these teams' names, you don't actually care enough. So why are you even talking about how they should do this, they should do that? Like, you know what's best for their league. Now, their league definitely could be doing different things and more things that the NBA is doing, but they're still very, very young in comparison to the NBA. And they'll figure it out. They'll get their grounding. And I mean, all this attention on the league right now is good, but it is bringing out like the complete ugliest possible side of a lot of people. Like, there's just certain things that I just can't even comment on anymore because I don't want no trolls in my replies. Like, somebody they were talking about how Dick's has Caitlin Clark's merch in every single store now in the country. And I'm like, bro, in New Orleans, if I can't get an Asia Wilson shirt, a jersey shirt, whatever, then get this out of my face. And it's nothing against Caitlin, but it's like, why is she the only one? Like, look how decorated somebody like Asia Wilson is. I can't get a Diana Taurasi jersey. She's been playing for 20 years. Right. I can't get a Diana. Like,
all my life she's been playing.
What are we doing? Yeah, put some more stuff in there. Why y'all just trying to put this one person on? And so it's like, anyhow, I'm on subject, but I'm getting a little off topic. But the people like the Gregs and the Ethans. Ethan's just absolutely ignorant. Greg is inappropriate. Like, there was bro, that you would have never said that to a man.
Dude.
Get up here, talk about hoops. That's what she's here for. This girl ain't never said nothing crazy. Like, she just want to hoop. Do your job, right? Talk to her about basketball. You talking about some, we're gonna do the heart thing. As long as you do that to me, we'll be good. Greg,
freaking ass.
Do you know that we can see you? Like, you should have some shame. Bring back shame. Bring back public shame.
Yeah, come on, that's what I'm saying. All right, well, let me ask you this. This question kind of come off the top of my head. When you look at Angel Reese, right? Yeah. Is it okay for a woman in sports to be sexy but not be sexualized? Like, is you know what I mean? Because
anybody can be sexy. Yeah, anybody can be sexy. And look, if she want to get up there and she want to be in, let's say, Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, whatever. That is to show off the art that is the body, right? That's supposed to show off the that humans are art. It's not for the spank bank, bro. But like, that's just how horny people are.
like we just said it. Like horny men control too much stuff. Too much stuff exists because of horny ass dudes.
Everything ain't gotta be over sexualized like that. And if she want to post a video of her twerking, okay, cool. But that really don't have nothing to do with her playing ball. And y'all keep y'all not focusing on the main thing or whatever. And she's also just if she's not playing basketball, she's just like any other 22-year-old girl out there, you know. So she's under a microscope though, and that's how it is. And she's under even worse microscope because she's a black woman.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, I get it. And then she fine. You know what I mean? Just you know what I mean? Just like Serena Williams had an incredible body, and now she built like a man. Okay, whatever that dude is, I might got more issues than I'm talking about out here.
Serena's still that girl. She's a goat.
Man, been fine. But anyway, and she the goat. My bad. I can't get past the Hornets. I'm sorry.
Oh,
all right. So my final question here. Final question for my friend Rel Myers. Y'all can check her out on the Pels and Whistles podcast, and also she's a contributor for Hugh Spaces. You talked about Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that she does get unfair attention, like to walk into the WNBA with a multi-million-dollar shoe deal? And my thing was, attention is attention. Like, if she's got it, you'll be an idiot not to capitalize that. If you're an organization, if you're a league like the WNBA, you'd be crazy not to capitalize on it. But do you think that the attention she gets is unfair? Or, yes, it is unfair, but hey, shit ain't fair out here. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on the love that she gets?
That's kind of how that goes.
Like you said, you went into a store and you was like, I've been an Asia Wilson fan forever. I can't go buy her jersey, but this Caitlin Clark jersey, they're everywhere, and I can get one for the whole family if I wanted to. So how do you feel about the whole thing?
I feel similar to her as I do with LeBron. It's the way that she's covered that's just making me like, look, bro, I don't want to hear about her no more. It's preseason. Like, she just barely got on the court, you know? Like, why are you on the front page because you scored 21 points in your first game? I'm sure someone's done better. Like, but it's just
really high bar, 21 points.
It's just making people aggravated because it's like y'all wasn't paying no attention to all these people doing all these great things, but now all of a sudden she's the face of the league and she hasn't even suited up for a regular season game yet. It's like, it's a slap in the face to the people who have been there, and it's a slap in the face to the fans who have been watching. And I mean, I had WNBA League Pass for a really long time, and I wasn't actively watching games, but I wanted to support the league. So it was like $17 at the point. I was like, sure, take the coins, bro. See you next year. Charge me again, you know? But as the last few years have gone on, I'm getting more into the league. I'm watching more Asia Wilson and the Aces. Shout out to Becky Hammond, right? So there's just so much history that's just being completely skipped over now because Caitlin got this attention in the NCAA for the last 2 seasons, and now she's going into the big leagues, and all of a sudden everybody is like, what's an Indiana Fever? They should be the W Pacers. So the media is ruining it. The mainstream media is ruining it.
The Will Pelicans. Y'all gonna have a team, y'all can call them the Will Pelicans?
The Wellicans.
The Wellicans. The
nuts.
Weasleys. The Weasleys.
The Weasleys is kind of fire. I don't know.
Don't be confused with the Wizards. The Wizards.
Hey, look, there was some breaking news just now. Pat Bev done got suspended. We got that on there.
Hey, that was a legacy suspension. Screwing with that woman. That was a legacy. Like, I'm tired of your ass, Pat Bev. You gonna come into the season taking the game off.
Sit him down. Do he even have a contract?
Wait, is he gonna pay for somebody next year? Because he don't have he's under contract with Milwaukee, huh?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know if he signed a year or 2 years or what, but I got to find out.
Good stuff, man. With my homie Rel Myers, as always. Rel, I appreciate you coming on. It's always good for you, man. One of my favorite people in the world, man. I cheer from you from a distance, man. You damn near turned me to a Pelicans fan, as garbage as we was this year.
I'm mad I didn't get to catch you at the Pels and Grizzlies game when I came out there.
Yeah, man. I don't know what I came in, what I had going on. I wasn't even in town.
Yeah, you was out of town. Of town.
on some bullshit for sure.
I'm gonna catch you next time. I'm sure I'm gonna be back up.
Oh, I'm making that train trip to the water next year for sure. That's happening. Like, I'm telling you now, that's happening.
Let's go.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate you coming on, man. Every time is always incredible. My homie Rel Myers, man, check her out. Like I said, Pels and Whistles podcast, Hoop Spaces, or just follow on Twitter. Super Bowl follow. Give us your Twitter real fast, bro.
It's Rel Myers, RelMyers. That's my screen name on everything. And also check out relmyers.com too.
Yeah, check it out. When we come back, man, it's gonna be the 3-pointer here in the Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Holy cow, Minnesota Timberwolves.
It was the best defense that I have seen in an NBA game since I can remember.
They were all up in their ass in that game. I mean, defensively swarmed, never gave second chances. Took advantage of every turnover.
Yeah. I mean, to take the challenge that they took on the defensive side and offensive end, why did they come out like that in game 2? It's because they have an absolute mercenary on their team, and Anthony Edwards. Bro doesn't care about, ain't no friends, I don't care what your status is, I'm coming at your neck. And because he's that way, every other player on there is that way. Mike Conley got handshakes.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Mike Conley, handshakes. What?
Yeah.
We couldn't get technical fouls from him.
No.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
We have not paid attention, to the NBA for a while if we think that because Ant is succeeding and becoming a face of the league, Ja can't be a face of the league. And I just think it's a needless conversation.
Like, you can clip a Ja highlight, an Ant highlight very easy. And I think that's why those two dudes 100% will be two of the faces of the league going forward.
There's all kinds of guys that are talented enough you could throw him into that conversation. When he's healthy and when he's playing, Ja is the number one guy they push. Because he is, one, a winner, and two, an absolute highlight factory.
Yeah.
I couldn't give two dams about who's the face of the league if the Grizzlies win a championship.
Yeah, I don't care.
Come hang out with Daniel Greer and Nathan Qualls on Grizz 901 Live every Tuesday night at 9:01 live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. About to do this thing we call a three-pointer, man. Shout out to my homie Rel Myers, as always, man. Absolutely awesome interview with Rel, as always. Like, there ain't many people that I really pull for. That I really don't even know these folks. But bro, I ain't never met her in person, but I know when I do, it's gonna be love. Like I said, I'm getting on their train ride next year to New Orleans. Hopefully twice next year, because I ain't been the last couple of years, and I got some get back for one of my favorite cities to go to.
She'd be a fun person to just go to a bar and just drink with.
Yeah,
right?
like, be drunk as a
chill. Nothing. It's all good, man. She's out here just grinding, bro. I love it. I love it. I love, like I said the last time she was on, her timeline, her Twitter timeline is like one of the most positive like vibes. Like, it is just fun. It's just a fun experience.
Super fun person. Rel Myers. Like I said, check her out and everything she's doing. Rock with her, support what she's doing. But the three-pointers here, man, we're talking about three things going on in the world of sports. I'll open up with this one, which I think is a very, very good story. Candace Parker retired this week. And now she announced that she is going to be the president of Adidas basketball on the women's side. And I think that's absolutely incredible. With shout out to Adidas and to Reebok, man. Taking the criticism that Nike was getting with people saying, you know, how does Caitlin Clark have a shoe, but Asia Wilson doesn't, or this lady doesn't have a shoe, this player, and coming in and saying, hey, we're out here to let's get some money in these ladies' hands. And I'm not acting like they're heroes, because they're going to benefit off of these ladies as well. But shout out to Adidas being so smart, getting out in front of this, making someone like Candace Parker one of the GOATs, man, of all time in women's basketball, just in basketball in general, just a very well-known face and name for sure in Candace Parker. Her retiring and then giving her this position to be the face of Adidas basketball. And I'm sure I haven't read any details on this, but I bet she's probably going to have a shoe. They're probably going to give her a shoe, even like a Jordan type thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm sure she's probably going to have a shoe, and she's probably going to have a lot to do with picking who gets the shoe coming up next. I'm going to tell you what the move is. I'm going to tell you what Adidas needs to do right MF and now. They need to give Juju a shoe right now. In South Carolina, a signature shoe deal at South Carolina for the next 3 years.
Southern California.
You know what I mean? It's hey, that too. You need to get South Carolina basketball. I don't know who they with, But you need to get South Carolina basketball a deal too with Don Staley.
Give Don Staley a shoe and give Juju a shoe. We'll call it a day.
I think Don Staley is a Nike athlete though, because I want to say.
Oh, is she? Oh, yeah. So
if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
The problem with a lot of these schools is you never if the school is affiliated with a brand, they might not be able to mess with it. But I don't know. Is USC an Adidas school? Let me see.
I don't know. Sometimes you gotta come in. Hey, big bank take a little bank, bro.
That's right.
For real, Juju's okay. Well, I can go to an Adidas school. You know, that's I can always go to one another. There are Adidas schools out here now. I can bust that move if I need to. So
it looks like USC is a Nike school.
Hey, they need. Hey, Adidas needs to put some pressure out there. Hey, we'll give you this, and we can send you to Kansas. Who I think is an Adidas school. You know what I mean? UCLA.
Yeah.
I don't know that's how it used to be. I don't know how it is now. But yeah, shout out for Adidas with that forward thinking, taking care of one of the GOATs in Candace Parker. Also, last night in the NBA, Jaren Jackson Jr. Was on the NBA on TNT product last night. Just watching Jaren mature as a man and just as one of the ambassadors of the league is just wild stuff, man. Compared to how silly Jaren was when he first got here as a 19-year-old rookie on this team. But had a great interview, man. Great interview him for sure. They asked him, how does it feel to be sitting at the house? And Jaren was like, man, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We're not a young team anymore. We know we got to come in. He didn't talk about his own individual stuff. You could tell they were kind of leading him with the questions they were asking. And Jaren was like, man, I don't have individual goals. Like I have goals for this team. Yeah. And, you know, he was like saying, and then Charles Barkley asked him about John Morant. He's like, John's my guy, man. Like, we're not worried about.
He didn't say my guy. He said, that's my brother.
It's my brother. That's our brother. You know what I mean? So, and I don't have any words about Ja. And to see Jaren stand behind him was great. And like I said, just to see that these guys feel a way that they're watching these games, like, man, we're supposed to be out there. Yeah. And, like I said, especially with the NBA looking like it's flipping over, these young teams, man, it's going to be, bro, I would not be surprised. I've got to do a total reset. Like, I've got Boston winning the whole thing right now today, but I've got to do a total reset because I would not be surprised if the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Minnesota Timberwolves win this whole thing. Like, I don't think New York gets past Boston, but I would not be surprised if one of those teams wins the championship.
How much fun is that Western Conference Finals if it's OKC and Minnesota?
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. And shout out to my guy, Nate Quarles, who said it too. He was like, I don't care who the face of the league is, man. In that clip you just saw, check out Grizz 901 every Wednesday at 9 live on everywhere. Twitter.
Tuesday at 901. Tuesday at
9. My bad. I thought it was Wednesday. Tuesday at 9. Check out Grizz 901. But he made a good point. He was like, man, if Anthony Edwards is the face of the league, hey, LeBron's been the face of the league all my life. He ain't been winning all the championships. You know what I mean? So, hey, I'm not worried about any of that type of stuff. But, like, shout out to Jaren for sure. Did very well on NBA on TNT. And speaking of NBA on TNT, man, it is crazy because they call me the Segway King. Life is setting up a perfect segue because this last segment is going to segue into Inside the Same Brain as well, which is going to be super dope. Nikola Jokic won MVP last night, and Shaquille O'Neal shared his thoughts on that. And I think we got a clip to pull up. Let's play Shaq sharing his thoughts, his initial conversation. Let me ask you this, kid. If you won producer of the year for whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
or Bluff City Media wins this awards, right? If you're talking to somebody who you look at as one of the greats, whoever, what would be something you wouldn't want them to say?
You shouldn't have won it.
The other guy should have won. Go ahead and play the clip, bro.
As the president of the Big Man Alliance, you are the vice president of the Big Man Alliance. You know I love you. You're the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought the SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you. Congratulations. And what do you guys have to do to get back on track versus Minnesota?
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people.
Thank you.
That's fine. It's your opinion.
Whatever, Mama.
Dog. That is the most annoying part about Shaq.
I'm so sick of Shaq, bro.
That's the most annoying thing.
First of all, I love you, man. You're the vice president of the Big Man Committee. I'm the president.
Bro, like, when did you become the president? Like, listen, like, you're a self-proclaimed president. Like,
how many MVPs you got, Shaq?
You got enough.
But I'm just saying, bro. Like, hey, that man got 4 of them things, bro. Oh man, bro. That man. First of all, I love you, bro. I love you, big dog.
I love you, big dog. But It's like when somebody comes to you and says, like, listen, Anthony, if someone were to come to you and meet up with you somewhere and be like, listen, man, I'm not a racist, but
I'm sick of you is.
Like everything that you say after that but ends that whole conversation before, right? It's like, I love you, man.
Right.
But
it's like Tybee High School. Hey, we have any problem with the black players being in our school, but
hey, did you see the other article written today or this week?
Today.
Not today. The
other day, yeah, about the lacrosse or something like that.
The track meet lacrosse thing. Jesus.
Yeah,
gotta get our stuff together out here, man.
Yeah, get your collar villains together, bro.
Well, I gotta get my people right over here, man.
Collier villains. The descendants of the Collier clan. Get y'all stuff together. Get y'all shit together, man.
Man, what in the world?
But yeah, man, that's Shaq. You tripping, bro? You tripping for real, Shaq? I can't deal with you when you be on this type of bullshit. And like I said, man, the NBA. I say this all the time. The NBA is the only league that has these hating ass gatekeepers over the current product, bro. Like no other league are you gonna see the current players like dogging out like nobody's coming for Patrick Mahomes like you all right, bro, but like man, what the hell?
Troy Aikman in the booth going, oh yeah, you're good, but you're just
he is a hater though.
Back about he's a hater.
The only example. He has hated on that kid before, but that's like the only example, bro. That's I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, no,
it is the reason why. Go ahead.
You know why that happens though? I got my theories why that happens. Because the NBA is one of those leagues where you don't really determine how long you're in the league. If you're not like the LeBron, Steph, there's a new group of 60 dudes coming in every year, and they're bumping these. A lot of guys who are in the NBA still feel like they got enough game to at least compete on some type of level. And the game just kind of boosts them up out of it. Like the league, you got guys like we said, Patrick Beverly. We don't know if Patrick Beverly's gonna play for somebody next year, and like
right.
That's one of those.
Did you see the JJ Redick Shaquille O'Neal interview? Have you seen that yet?
Mm-hmm.
So Shaquille, they kind of did a swap. Shaquille had JJ on his podcast.
Home and home.
Yeah, they kind of did a home and home type of thing. And there was a part of, I think it was in the Old Man and the Three podcast, JJ's podcast, where they were talking about his interactions with Dwight Howard. And he said, man, that was just the way I was treated. Like, I didn't mean it. I did, if you're going to be sensitive, man, I'm that guy. Don't be sensitive with me. Like, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did the same thing to me. And I'm like, bro, I remember when you were in the league and how booty hurt you were about anything anybody said to you. The whole Kobe Shaq thing was all about that. Like,
Shaq Penny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the whole.
There's not a lot of public knowledge to that, but I know more to that Shaq Penny than what was publicized for sure.
So it's wild to me, like how sensitive ass he was when he was in the league, and now it's like he's like, don't be sensitive with me, man. Like, don't this is how I was treated, bro. You gotta chill out with that.
Straight
stuff.
up bullying these dudes, man. For sure. Yeah.
Because what's Nikola supposed to say? Nah, bro, SGA sucks. I'm the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like you put him.
He held the best way he could, man. Shaq's just such a goofball, bro. Like to be one of the greatest of all time and to be one of the most entertaining, one of the most successful people of all time. Shaq is one of the richest dudes on planet Earth, man. And like
the president of Reebok sport, Reebok, man.
The
like,
whole Reebok,
right? The whole of Reebok.
Bro. Yeah, it's crazy, man. But it gets crazy. Oh, but wait, we're gonna segue Shaq into a Inside the Same Brain segment that has nothing to do with sports, and that's gonna be coming up when we come back from the break. Sponsored by our good friends at Create A Cig. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Pat Beverly threw a ball at a person. Chucked it.
He's getting out of hand. It's starting to get out of hand.
And the reporter deal was weird.
The reporter deal about do you follow? Do you subscribe to my podcast?
It's just awkward and stupid.
You are. Like I told you, social media thing, man, has people really tripping.
No, has Pat Beverly tripping.
In an interview after the game. At your job. She's doing her job, and this is your job.
Correct.
He said, do you subscribe to my podcast?
Yep.
The social media is tripping. At this point, for Patrick Beverly, he's just been tossed around. And it's just that all of these other antics that are going on are just that. They're antics. And you do it, why? Because it means that somebody's going to be like, oh, maybe we should tune in and see what other crazy stuff we're going to say. What's the most outlandish thing I can say or do that's going to get people to tune in to hear me say some more outlandish shit?
Yeah.
Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. At Create A Cig, our top priority is to provide the best customer service experiences possible while offering the largest variety of vape supplies, legal THC products, and smoking accessories. Our trained sales associates are here to assist any and all customers to help them find the best products available. With our daily deals, weekend deals, loyalty rewards program, and our punch card program, there are tons of rewards to earn to help our customers save plenty of money along the way. Check out one of Create A Cig's 4 locations across the greater Memphis area and come visit us.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show, sponsored by our good friends at Create A Cig. 4 area locations, man, where you can get all your smoking needs, whether you're a nicotine user, Delta 8 user, the legal marijuana, man, the diet marijuana, they got all that for you, man. I'm a big user of that. I'm not into the nicotine thing, but I am into the Sain Asylum pack, which you can get anytime you show up, ask for it by name. Everything you need for a great smoking experience, whether you're a nicotine user or a Delta 8 user. Let me tell y'all about the nicotine package. Y'all think I don't know nothing about it, man. It comes with any Wave Bar 10K, man. It comes with one of those. Also, any Ursa Nano kit with the Nano bikes, straight from Tony Stark himself coming in there, man. And any 60 milliliter Theory or 30 milliliter Salt Nick juice for all you Nick users out there, man. We got that for you in the nicotine pack. It's the Sain Asylum pack, but it's also the Kenny Stubblefield classic. You know what I mean? It got that little spin to it too. You ask for the Kenny Stubblefield, they might not know what you're talking about though.
They're gonna be like, who? Who?
Who? Do you play for the Redskins and the 49ers? Nah, that him.
Not him. That's my cousin. That's my cousin, bro.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
cousin out of
Black
this.
cousin. Or you can get the Delta 8 pack, which comes with any disposable vape, pack of gummies, and a pre-roll. So it's good stuff for you, man. And they sell flour there too. The flour is not part of the Sain Asylum pack, but get you some of that flour too, man. I hit up Chris yesterday. Chris is the district manager of the world for Create A Cig.
Oh, maybe the district. Maybe he's the district manager of the district.
District manager for Create A Cig. Even if he's not there, that crew is going to take care of you. They're going to find out your name, call you by name, take care of you, hold you by your hand there at Create A Cig. Have you a good weekend, man. Have you a good, I've been blazing up. Used to be like once every other week. I'm like twice a week now, man. I've been Johnny Blaze over here, man, for sure. So check out the people at Create A Cig for everything you need. Get that Sain Asylum pack. Ask for it by name. Ask for the Kenny Stubblefield. They might not know who you're talking about. But you got to put your boy name on it. Yeah. But even though Kenny a bigger deal than me, don't get it twisted.
That is absolutely not true.
Don't get it twisted. Well, speaking of big deals, Kenny Stubblefield, we both are church boys. We probably over church boys. I made my confession to stop going to church about 2015, I believe. One of the better decisions of my life. But I still speak the lingo. Like I know the language. I know, and I'm still a Christian. I know God, right? And I don't actively read my Bible, but I know enough. You know what I mean? I know more than what the people who say they know the Bible know. Like I still have great knowledge of the Bible and what Christians are supposed to believe.
It ain't changed unless you're Donald Trump adding shit to it, but whatever.
But we're gonna play this clip. Let me set the clip up for you guys. It's basically this church. This is what I like about going virtual too. We can put the clips in here. It's kind of harder to do when we're doing it in the studio. But it's a clip from this church. Basically, they're having. Let me explain this like it's for a 6-year-old. For people who are not church people, me and Kenny are both church guys, and we're in the South, Memphis. There's more churches than anything here, than tobacco stores in Memphis. So
I think Memphis would be a better place if there's more Create A Cigs and less.
more Create A Cigs in churches. So just go get high, man. Just go get high, man. Get you some nicotine in your system.
If there were more Saint Asylum packs out there instead of
man, if everybody had a Saint Asylum pack instead of a pastor. You need a pack or a pastor. But no, man. All right, so here's the setup. Churches have something that's like corporate worship where everybody's worshiping together.
Right.
This kind of looked like that, but it
Oh, it was
also kind of
absolutely.
looked like there's a moment sometimes at the end of the pastor's service, pastor's message, where the Spirit of God kind of lifts up and it gets heavy, and it's kind of set up for the invitation or just kind of another worship experience, right? But these are all corporate worship experiences where everyone is free flowing in their particular worship, right? So this lady, she's crying and she's kind of wailing out to God, and she's like making all these loud noises, and this happens. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
So to set it up again, even more so, the guy you see on here is the pastor of the church.
Is the pastor of the church. He's not a singer. He's the pastor of the church, and he's married to Shaquille O'Neal's wife, ex-wife, which is the craziest transition of all this. All right, but go ahead.
So what you'll see in this video is the actual event plus his explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
I lift my
Yeah.
Yes.
Think about it.
I lift
They got that Rel Myers mic on.
Look at that camera work, man.
It's dope. Hollywood. Nice presentation. Hey.
Stop her.
Hey.
Hush.
Everybody looking.
Silence in the name of Jesus.
Silence. In the name of Jesus.
Lift my hands.
Except for me.
Yeah, except for me. Hold on.
The only voice I want heard is his.
And here's my voice. And mine.
You know, social media is into cuts, not context.
Yeah.
And every suggestion that I got from every naysayer, I've already done. This is a 4-year battle.
He said naysayer.
Right?
Oh, this is ongoing.
This is ongoing. So I've already talked to her personally. I'd already had ushers go up to her. I've already had prayer warriors. I've had everything. So she did it publicly after being asked not to.
What is she? Is she crying? Is an emotional?
Well, you know, as a pastor, I know the difference between disturbance and worship. And what people have to understand, is that every time you hear a noise in church, it isn't worship. And so there has to be order. For instance, it's okay to applaud in this room right now. But if somebody got up and just started clapping right now, I'm sure somebody would bring order to the room.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I brought order to the room so people could hear God and not her. And I'd do it again if I needed to.
Wow.
All right. I don't know if we were talking when he said this part, or you might have clipped it out. But he said that in that clip that the lady who was singing in the choir, mind you, that this has been a 4-year situation with her where he's constantly having to address her publicly, privately, all these type of things about her, the way that she outwardly praises God in church, right? And my thing is, if you're recognizing this as being a distraction or every sound you hear is not worship, right? You're basically accusing her of being out of order, or you're accusing that sound of being something that's not a godly praise, right? Like this, that's just noise. She's not praising God. Right. I'm not going to get onto the semantics of the authority that he has to call out whatever he's seeing. I'm not even going to get into all that, right? That's a whole nother conversation for y'all to have on your own, right? But I will say this. If your role in that church is to be the leader of that church, right? How does this lady who you've had this ongoing battle about her being out of order, how is she singing in your choir? Like how has she been doing that for 4 years? That's all I want y'all to make sense of me. That's all I want people to make sense of me, bro. Like I said, I stopped going to church 2015. This stuff looks like a damn comedy show to me at this point. I don't feel any emotional connection to this at all. It looks like they are speaking a foreign language, but they ain't. Like, 'cause I know exactly what they're doing. And I've seen this stuff before. Like I've seen like this mentality of how this guy thinks. And I'm like, bro, if my thing is, here's my thing. If God himself is truly here, right? If God is here, like God is God, like the creator of the world, the universe, if he's present in this place, right? If he decide to swing by on y'all, right? Bro, there's no sound you can make that's going to interrupt whatever experience somebody's having between themselves and God. Like and the beat.
That's a pretty close. That lady's voice was a pretty close one, man. If there's anything that could, that shit was wild.
The kid, the point I'm trying to make is.
No, I got you.
If God himself is here, that lady could be screaming with a megaphone and it ain't gonna be no big deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that, and when I see this type of stuff, bro, it's like this is why I'm cool with the experience I have with God. The way I choose to deal with him. You know what I mean? Like the way I choose to experience him, I'm perfectly fine with it because I had people I made a post about this on my Facebook, right? And people started coming in saying this and that. I was like, man, I'd rather just not deal with it. Like, I'd rather just not deal with this malarkey, man. Like this nonsense, these rules. And like your rules aren't even based on what your faith says. Your rules are based on just traditions of just social traditions and social cues. It's not anything about what the Bible says. You know what I mean? And it's interesting. I know people are probably going to be, you know, when you talk about things that got to do with faith and religion and church, you know, people have their opinion. But man, I'm good, bro. I'm good on all of this, bro. And like, I visit, whether it's for my son's sake or ladies I'm dating or whatever, I visit, or my friends. I have a lot of friends who are pastors, right? Who invite me. And I feel like someone inviting me to church is like them inviting me to dinner. Like that's a very intimate moment you're asking me to share with you. So it's hard for me to turn down anybody's invitation to church, especially if they're the one who's speaking, right? So if someone invites me to church, I'm going to go. When I was at 92.9 a few years ago, I did a series where I would go visit churches and I would do church reviews.
I remember that. I was
doing church reviews. It was a great segment. I enjoyed visiting all these different churches, right? But it's like, man, that just seems so buck wild to me, man. To say, because whatever this lady's going through, she was really emotional about it, right? And I'm like, I don't know what that lady's going through. Like, who are you to say that she wasn't worshiping God? Like, bro, it's so wild, bro. Like, they just, and that's the kind of thing where you better be right, bro. I hate to get into my religious bag or whatever, or spiritual bag, whatever y'all saying. But if you're in that position, right? If you're in the position of being the pastor of that church, man, you better be right if you're saying, oh, that she wouldn't worshiping God. That's why that was just noise. You better be right, man.
Because what's the insinuation, Anthony? If she's not
you're
worshiping
saying that
God,
she's on some wild shit. You're saying like she's on some demonic type shit or something. Well,
because if you heard him say, when he went up to her and rebuked her, he said, silence in the name of Jesus.
So Jesus,
if you are not in tune with like spiritual language,
he's accusing her of a demon.
That's the language of removing a demonic presence from somebody, a presence or spirit or whatever.
Yeah,
that is heavy stuff.
You better be right, bro. You better be right, because one thing I know the Bible talks about is offending the little ones, right? And like if that lady turns away from your church, your little kingdom, or if he turns away from God, you gotta deal with that, bro. Because you publicly embarrassed that lady, and it's like a super. I don't know if God saw viral stuff coming like 1,000 years ago, but this is where we are, bro. Like, and that's a lot of blood on your hands if you're wrong.
And one of the things I've noticed is somebody who, like me and you both are, we've been around churches and pastors our entire life. I was on staff at a church for a long time. One of the things you say this, and I love the way that you say this because it's absolutely true. One of our responsibilities as someone who follows a certain creed or a certain belief system is to not make it look awkward as hell. Right, like to not present.
You're an ambassador. You're a representative of your faith, man. Yeah.
One of the things I have, as I've come to know a bunch of guys who stand up on the stage and preach the Bible, is most of them are like kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know, like just their personality are just a little bit strange, a little bit off, like, and they live for that moment of being able to stand up on the stage for 30, 45, maybe an hour and a half in the white church like they do, like stand up on the stage and have hundreds of people staring at you, writing down notes of things that you said. Like that is a
literally
dopamine.
Eating up of your words.
That's a dopamine hit that a lot of folks don't understand.
They call it being fed. I gotta go get fed.
Right. And
where
it's
you
like,
been fed, brother. Shit,
and it's
Popeyes,
like,
what you mean?
It's like those guys, like that guy. When I noticed him do that, when I saw that video, when you sent it to me this morning, I go, This man is just an
Prideful as
uncomfortable
shit.
ass dude. Like he's just uncomfortable in that situation. Like this is my moment. Like you even saw it. Like I'll only want to hear from the voice of God, and then he speaks immediately. Like there's so much intertwined in it.
And
that
speaking
it's
in
like,
tongues in the mic, which I'm not even gonna go there. That's a whole other conversation.
Come
a whole
on,
other
man.
conversation. But
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Anyway,
wild stuff, dude. Wild stuff. He's to go on a broadcast like that broadcast he was on where he was explaining the situation and publicly
fine ass. But go ahead.
Publicly put it out there. The business of what's going on with that lady, man, is wild to me.
We ain't heard nothing from her.
No. And we won't.
I'm talking to some of the lady saints out here. I talked to some of the saints in the church, and they got some theories that just that their energy with that exchange kind of gave off some. Hey, the black mothers and the black aunties in the church been sharing their opinion. Is that energy, but if you're looking to have a one-on-one encounter with the Lord, Kitty Stubblefield, without the middleman, without being judged, right? Just go to Create A Cig. Get in tap with nature, man.
Man, dude, you got me. You're the only person in this world that can say something that makes me want to like really explain how I feel about things. And like, so yes, if you want to have an experience with God that could potentially become the final
grab
book
that purple pack of gummies right there. You in heaven with anything you ever pondered it'll come out, it'll come up.
That pastel cartel gummies will have you going, yeah.
You be telling yourself, you tell your brain, be quiet in the name of Jesus.
In the name
of talk
Jesus.
to God over here.
Silence. I only want to hear your voice. Man, you crazy, man. You can get me in trouble.
You a bit high, bro. Be like, I was high one time, man, and I cut on Netflix or something like that. It did not cut nothing on. I was waiting. I was like, bro, when is the movie gonna start?
Just staring. I did the same thing the other night, man.
Oh God.
Oh, I gotta tell you a funny. I gotta tell you.
Brain, be quiet. I'm trying to hear God.
I gotta tell you a funny story off air that about the pastel cartel gummies, man. But
oh man, it was just ahead you, man. It was just had you go, bro.
Talking to Jesus,
man. Don't use a microwave or an air fryer when you high, bro. You will burn your house down. Hey man, we gotta get out of here, man. For my girl Rel Myers, great interview. Check out Rel, follow everything she does. For Kitty Stubblefield, on the other side of the web, man, it's the same. We'll see you guys next week, man, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.